Hello and welcome back to the Open Resourcery. It's Devi, and today we're going to be talking about shadow work. So I know we've spoken about shadow work before, but here I kind of want to assist you in the process of getting started or provide you a prompt so that we can continue the journey of self-discovery and integration, because a lot of these things are outside of our realms of perception. Now, shadow work, I know I have sat there and been like, everyone thinks it's so mystical and everything, but it's self-therapy. It is self-therapy. It absolutely is self-therapy. And this is where, like I have stated in my Know Thyself video, this is where you get to know the ins and outs of you, the aspects of you that maybe are a bit on the side of ugly that you are repulsed by. So really, this one, I want to focus on what makes me uncomfortable. And get out a journal, get out like a piece of paper, get out a Word document, something. We're going to document and we're going to go through this process. And so it's what makes me uncomfortable. And if you can't think of something, I want you to rephrase it. What do I actively avoid? And so in that avoidance and in that uncomfortability, you're going to want to run away from it. And I understand wanting to run away from it. But I need you to really sink into it. Lean into it a bit. Right? What makes you uncomfortable? What do you avoid? And then I want you to get really curious. Kind of remove yourself from the emotion of uncomfortability. Remove yourself from the avoidance, the refusal to look at. And be curious like a little 3-year-old kid that's discovering the world for the first time. And ask yourself why. So let's break into it. What makes you uncomfortable? Maybe it's going outside. So I will disclose, after my first child, I had intense agoraphobia. We can probably associate that with postpartum depression, right? But intense uncomfortability with going outside, intense uncomfortability with interaction with other people. And so from there, why do other people make me uncomfortable? And I'm going to just use my own prompt, my own answer as a way to get to the next question. Okay? Not necessarily having you follow the same, because after a little bit, I want you to take control of the questioning process, because this is you getting to know yourself, right? So what makes me uncomfortable going outside? What makes me uncomfortable interacting with people now that I have a newborn? Because I'm putting myself back into that frame of mind. Why do they frighten me? Because the answer is they frighten me, they scare me. There's something about it that heightens my cortisol in a way that makes my heart race. Why does it frighten me? Or for yourself, why does it disgust you? What about it is uncomfortable? What about it creates this feeling of ick, right? And so we go through it. Why do people frighten me? Because there are a lot of people that do bad things, right? Especially to, unfortunately, women and children, right? So in my own thought process, why am I making the assumption that I would meet people like that? Why am I making the broad paintbrush stroke that all people are bad because a group of people would do that? Because I don't know how to discern the bad ones from the good ones. An issue of discernment. So in an issue of discernment, an issue of unknown, right? Because fear of the unknown is pretty normal among people. So from there, a more active approach. How can you understand discernment better? What tools are there that you can use to untangle that fear? Right? Untangle that disgust. Maybe you're afraid of germs. Maybe you are just afraid of connection overall. But I want you to dig in there, because there is going to be an active part that you can take. See, discernment can be learned. For a great many things, discernment can be learned. So from there, continue asking why until you get to your active point, your activation point, where you are able to be like, hey, this is a skill. This is a skill I can learn. And it is not in opposition necessarily to the disgust, but it is breaking it down further to where it's like, I can deal with this. This is not strange. This is not weird. I mean, let's be frank. In terms of my own previous agoraphobia, yes, there are bad people in the world. Yes, they do bad things to women and kids. But it's not everybody. It's not all of them. In fact, there are wonderful people that I prevented myself from meeting in sinking into that and allowing it to consume me for years. So you got to find your active point in this. And we're really going to focus on, like I said, what do you avoid? What makes you uncomfortable? We're going to pick one today and just journal about it. And I want you to write down what you think, what you feel. Does it make your skin prick up? Does it make your palms sweaty? What reactions are you having to it? And we're just journaling for awareness. We're figuring out ourselves, and there's no shame in that. Because this is for you, by you, only you. You don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it with a loved one. You don't have to share it with anybody. But as long as it is in your awareness, you have the power to untangle the big spooky shadow monster that was created there before and realize all it was a chair and a coat. As long as we can shine the light on it, we can understand it and relieve ourselves of the imaginary boogeyman inside of our minds. So that's really the prompt I want you to work on today. Just take 10, 20 minutes for it. Sit with your thoughts. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. I want you to really focus on it. And as hard as it is also rewarding. So that was my prompt for today. This is Devi on the Open Resourcery, and you guys have a good one.